When Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentions وَمَا أَرْسَلْنَاكَ إِلَّا رَحْمَةً لِلْعَالَمِينَ, we did not send you, meaning Sayyiduna Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa alihi wa sallam, except what? As rahmah, as a mercy. This manifestation, madharur rahmah, manifestation, one of them is that today, when the entire ummah, from its east to its west, from its north to its south, from its ulama to its leaders, from its preachers to its charity workers, to every type of Muslim today cannot even get a bottle of water into Gaza, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has not punished us. Why? Because of the presence of Sayyiduna Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. If we were from the previous nations, today our state would be like the story of what? Of Talut in Surah Al-Baqarah. What is the story of Talut? That when Bani Israel, they were kicked out of their sanctity, out of their homes, what happened? They begged and besieged Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala informs them at the tongue of a Nabi that Talut will be your leader. They criticized Talut. They said he has no wealth. He has no wealth. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala informs them that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave him a strong body and knowledge. Wealth is not the only requirement of leadership. Today Qatar has wealth. And when Qatar is bombed, Qatar cannot do anything. What is your wealth even worth? What is your trillions worth that you give to Donald Trump? It's worth nothing. You have no honor. You have no self-respect. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala informs them that Talut is such a person that Allah has given him a strong body, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given him knowledge. And then what happens? Talut informs Bani Israel that jihad is fard upon you, but they do not want to do this. So then he tests them with what? With the river. And he says, whoever drinks perhaps a small amount of water is forgiven, but anyone who takes a large amount or falls into the water will not be able to join the army. And what happens? They pass the river and only 300 and something fighters are remaining. And then what happens? The rest of Bani Israel is unable to fight. And then they come across Jalut, Goliath, the Benjamin Netanyahu of the day. And what happens? They say, how will we defeat Goliath? But what are we told? كم من فئة قليلة, how many small groups غلبت فئة كثيرة, have dominated a larger group. That is our state today. What was the state of Bani Israel? That we are indulged in our pleasures, we are indulged in our dunya, we are indulged in our nafs, we are indulged in our shahwat, and we have abandoned the obligation upon us.